The subway was packed, but nobody noticed the elderly woman clutching her purse, calm yet unaware of the eyes lurking nearby. Enter the thief, slick, desperate, thinking he's about to score easy cash. He spots his target and moves in like a shark. No one watches, but one man does, Steven Seagal, quietly blending into the background, watching with a calm that chills the air. The thief inches closer, heart pounding, thinking this is the easiest hustle of his life. The woman smiles softly. To herself, decades of hardship etched on her face, unaware of the danger inching near. The crowd is a sea of ignorance, scrolling and staring, totally missing the slow-motion crime about to unfold. Steven's eyes narrow, not ready to interfere, but ready to act if needed. Calm energy radiates like a warning. The thief's fingers twitch, ready to grab the prize, hungry and reckless. Seconds tick like hours as the moment nears, the clash of desperation and quiet power about to explode. The subway hums on, oblivious to the storm ready to break inside. It's Metal Cage. Before we continue, we'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories. Quick as lightning, the thief snatches the purse, heart pounding like a drum, ready to disappear into the crowd. But Steven's gaze locks onto him, unblinking, like a predator spotting prey, a force the thief didn't bargain for. The elderly woman's calm doesn't shatter. Instead, it deepens, like a silent river running through a storm. Panic rushes the thief's veins. He realizes he's no longer invisible. The crowd finally senses tension, heads turning, phones raised. Not just for a robbery, but for what's next. Steven rises, slow and deliberate, voice low but firm. Put it back. The thief freezes. No threat, just the undeniable presence of someone who won't let this go unnoticed. The woman's eyes meet Steven's. A silent pact of strength and justice forms in that glance. The subway pauses, caught between chaos and calm, predator and protector. The thief's plan shatters like glass. He's caught in a moment bigger than him. Steven's calm isn't just quiet. It's electric, demanding respect without raising a finger. The thief feels the weight of that stillness crushing his excuses, his desperation, his escape. The woman sits steady, radiating a strength, born from years of battles fought and won silently. Steven speaks, voice low. You want to fix your life? Start by facing your mistakes. No judgment, no threats, just an invitation to be better, stronger, human. The thief's breath catches, a flicker of hope buried under fear. The crowd watches, some in awe, some ashamed, but all changed. The subway becomes a classroom. The lesson is courage, mercy, and real strength. The woman smiles softly, the grace of 1,000 unspoken prayers flowing from her heart. In that stillness, a thief's world begins to crack open, not from force, but from quiet power. The thief's mind raced. Escape, resist, or listen. For the first time, he felt something heavier than fear, possibility. Steven's calm didn't waver. It was a silent challenge. Own your actions or keep running from yourself. The elderly woman's quiet grace held a mirror to his soul, reflecting the man he could be. The subway car held its breath. This was no longer a crime, but a crossroads. The thief's fingers loosened their grip. Something inside him cracked open, a flicker of shame and hope. Passengers watched, holding space for the moment when desperation met dignity. No one shouted. No fists flew. Only the heavy weight of a man deciding his path. Time slowed, teaching that even in chaos, peace can find a foothold. The stolen purse felt suddenly like a burden too heavy to carry. In that heartbeat, a choice was made, an invisible turning point in the subway's journey. Slowly, the thief extended the purse back toward the woman, hands shaking but intent clear. The woman accepted it without anger, her eyes warm, inviting trust and change. Steven nodded approvingly, a silent guardian of this fragile new beginning. Passengers murmured, some clapping softly, as the tension melted into something lighter, hope. The thief's shoulders dropped, relief flooding his veins. He had chosen a harder but truer path. The subway felt alive, charged with the quiet power of redemption and second chances. The woman spoke gently. "Thank you. Remember, every moment can be new." Those words settled like a balm over the thief's raw, aching heart. The crowd witnessed a small miracle, a stolen moment reclaimed by grace and courage. In the echo of that act, the city's pulse seemed to steady, inspired by one man's return. Later, Stephen gathered the crowd nearby, not to lecture, but to share wisdom through story. He spoke of strength that doesn't roar, but breathes calmly under pressure. The thief listened quietly, absorbing lessons far heavier than any jail sentence. The elderly woman shared stories of resilience, kindness, and choosing love over fear. Passengers who had witnessed the event reflected on their own lives and choices. The subway became more than transport. It was a classroom of humanity and healing. Stephen's words planted seeds of mindfulness, courage, and forgiveness deep in their hearts. The thief's eyes shone with newfound understanding, humbled but hopeful for change. Together, they realized transformation begins with seeing the good even in broken moments. That night, the city slept a little softer, wrapped in the power of quiet courage. News of the subway incident spread quietly but powerfully through the city's veins. Conversations sparked in homes, cafes, and parks about mercy, courage, and second chances. People began to notice moments they once overlooked, small chances to choose kindness. The thief started seeking ways to make amends, inspired by a moment bigger than himself. Stephen's calm presence became a symbol, a reminder that peace is strength, not weakness. The elderly woman's grace inspired many to face their own struggles with dignity. The subway car, once a stage for desperation, now symbolized hope and change. Ripples of that day's event reached corners of the city hungry for healing. Ordinary lives began to shift, one choice at a time, toward compassion and understanding. The city breathed new life, fueled by quiet courage and the power of a single act. Alone in his small apartment, the thief sat quietly, replaying the subway moment over and over. For the first time, guilt and hope tangled together, sparking a fire he hadn't known before. He realized his desperation had blinded him, not just to others, but to himself. The woman's calm grace echoed in his mind like a whispered truth he couldn't ignore. Stephen's steady presence felt like a silent hand guiding him toward a new path. That night, the thief made a vow to change, no matter how hard it would be. His reflection was no longer a stranger, but the beginning of a man reclaiming his soul. The city outside buzzed with life, unaware of the quiet revolution taking place within one heart. Shadows gave way to resolve, and the thief embraced the chance to rewrite his story. In the stillness of night, transformation planted its roots. Deep and sure, the elderly woman's life had been a tapestry of struggle and resilience, woven with threads of kindness. She had survived storms many wouldn't imagine, carrying grace like armor and love like a shield. Her purse held memories and mementos, a lifetime of stories cradled gently against her heart. She believed every person deserved dignity, even those who stumble and fall. The subway incident was just another chapter, but one that reminded her of the power of forgiveness. She saw the thief not as a villain, but as a soul lost in desperation's grip. Her calm was a light in darkness, a reminder that strength often wears a gentle face. She hoped her kindness might spark a change beyond just that subway car. For her, every act of grace was a seed for a better world. Her story became a quiet anthem of hope for anyone watching and willing to believe. Stephen believed true strength was invisible, rooted in peace, patience, and quiet confidence. His years taught him that confrontation isn't always about force. Sometimes it's about presence. Watching the thief, he saw a reflection of struggle and the possibility of redemption. Stephen's intervention was never meant to punish, but to awaken a deeper awareness. He spoke softly about choice, courage, and the power each person holds to change. His calmness was a lesson. Peace can disarm aggression better than any fight. To him, every moment held the chance to teach, heal, and inspire. Stephen carried the belief that mercy was the strongest weapon in any battle. His wisdom reminded all involved that even small actions could ripple into great change. Through stillness, he planted hope that would grow far beyond that subway ride. The story of the subway incident spread, sparking conversations across the city's diverse neighborhoods. People debated justice, mercy, and the quiet power of forgiveness in everyday life. Community centers hosted dialogues where voices long unheard found space and respect. The thief's journey became a symbol of hope, reminding people change is possible. Stories of kindness and courage emerged, shifting the city's pulse toward compassion. Citizens realized that their small choices mattered, weaving a tapestry of collective healing. Even skeptics found themselves moved by the power of peaceful strength. The city's heartbeat grew steadier, fueled by lessons learned from that single subway ride. Bridges formed between strangers, built on empathy and shared humanity. The incident became more than news. It was a movement toward a kinder, stronger community. Inspired by that day, the thief sought out support to rebuild his life honestly. The elderly woman continued to share her story, encouraging others to find grace in hardship. Stephen kept guiding quietly, reminding all that transformation starts with self-awareness. The city witnessed small but meaningful changes, a man choosing work over crime, neighbors reaching out. New programs emerged, focusing on healing rather than punishment, fostering connection over division. People discovered strength in vulnerability, courage in community. The ripple effect of one act of kindness reached far beyond the subway car. The past didn't define them, their choices did. Every sunrise brought new opportunities to rewrite stories and build bridges. The city began to pulse with renewed hope and resilience. The story distilled to its essence. Every moment is a crossroads shaped by the choices we make. The thief's decision to return the purse became a symbol of human potential for good. The elderly woman's forgiveness showed the strength in mercy, not bitterness. Stephen's calm intervention taught that presence and compassion can transform conflict. The city's response proved that collective awareness can rewrite the future. Listeners learned that peace begins in the heart and moves outward in ripples. Courage isn't absence of fear, but choosing to act despite it. The story invites reflection. What choices will we make when tested? It leaves a quiet challenge. Embrace grace, seek understanding, and be the change. In every breath, there is power. In every moment, a chance to choose love. Even amidst the city's noise, healing began quietly, like soft rain soaking thirsty earth. The subway incident became a whispered legend of transformation and unexpected grace. People learned to find calm in chaos, strength in stillness, and hope in small acts. The thief's journey symbolized that change isn't linear, but every step matters. The woman's forgiveness was a seed blooming into community resilience and kindness. Stephen's quiet presence reminded everyone that power lives in compassion, not force. The city's pulse softened, rhythms slowing enough for hearts to catch up. Moments of tension turned into opportunities for connection and understanding. The healing rippled outwards, touching lives far beyond the subway car walls. In the midst of hustle, people learned to breathe deeply, live consciously, and act kindly. Grace, that elusive gift, revealed itself in unexpected ways, transforming enemies into teachers. The thief discovered that mercy isn't weakness but the strongest form of courage. The woman's quiet strength became a beacon guiding others through their darkest nights. Stephen's intervention showed that sometimes saving someone means saving yourself. The city embraced the lesson. Grace is contagious, and it spreads through simple acts. People began practicing forgiveness, not just as words, but as a way of life. The story's power lay in its reminder. We are all capable of change and redemption. Grace reshaped perspectives, dissolving walls built by fear and judgment. The gift of grace created a tapestry of compassion woven through the city's soul. Listeners felt a deep peace, as if wrapped in a warm embrace of understanding. Courage doesn't always roar. Often, it whispers in small acts of kindness and honesty. The thief's decision to face his mistakes was the bravest thing he ever did. The woman's daily resilience showed that strength can be gentle and unassuming. Stephen's calm defused a dangerous moment without a single blow. True courage. The city learned that heroism lives in everyday choices, not just grand gestures. Courage spread like wildfire, igniting hearts to act with empathy and integrity. Even in the mundane, people found opportunities to be brave and true. The story inspired listeners to face their own fears and doubts with quiet strength. Courage became a ripple that moved through communities, healing divisions and fears. Everyone realized, the ordinary holds the extraordinary, if only we dare. To see, the subway, once a backdrop for desperation, now echoed with stories of hope and change. Passengers exchanged smiles, small kindnesses blossoming into a new rhythm of community. The story of the thief, the woman, and Stephen became a whispered anthem. People shared the lesson that transformation is possible, no matter where you start. The subway car was no longer just transport. It was a symbol of human resilience. Each stop brought fresh chances to choose connection over conflict. The city's heartbeat synced with this new song of empathy and courage. Listeners felt the warmth of belonging, even in the busiest places. The story inspired them to be part of the change, one act at a time. The subway's new song was a melody of peace in the city's roar. What began as a single moment rippled outward, growing into a wave of compassion. The thief's transformation sparked programs, conversations, and movements for justice and healing. The woman's grace inspired community initiatives focused on empathy and support. Stephen's wisdom became a guiding light for many facing their own struggles. The city embraced a culture of second chances and restorative action. People learned to listen deeply and act kindly, breaking cycles of harm. The wave of change lifted even the most forgotten and broken. The story's impact grew beyond the city, touching hearts far and wide. Listeners felt the power of collective healing, stronger than any division. A ripple had become a wave, unstoppable and full of hope. The subway incident left a legacy beyond the headlines, one of light and darkness. The thief's courage to change became a beacon for others lost in despair. The woman's forgiveness shone like a lighthouse, guiding many through stormy seas. Stephen's quiet strength taught that true power comes from peace within. Communities carried forward the lessons, lighting paths for future generations. The city became a place where compassion and courage defined its soul. The story inspired endless acts of kindness, rippling through time. Listeners carried the light inside themselves, ready to illuminate their own worlds. The legacy was simple. Love and grace can transform even the hardest hearts. The light of that day will never dim. It shines in every brave choice made since. The story ends, but its power lives on. In you, in every choice you make today. Will you choose fear or courage, anger or forgiveness, despair or hope? Remember, change begins not with others, but within your own heart and mind. You hold the power to transform conflict into connection and pain into healing. Like the thief, the woman, and Steven, your story can inspire others. Every moment is a crossroads. Every breath, an invitation to choose love. Carry this story as a reminder. Strength and grace live inside you always. Step forward with quiet courage, knowing peace is the greatest power you have. The world awaits your light. Shine it boldly and freely. Your turn to choose. What story will you write next? What did this story teach you about the power of choice and compassion? And where are you watching this video from? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tales of courage and transformation. Your support helps us bring more uplifting content to you.